Alright, and so in this video we're going to go through and place a civil cell. We're going to make some edits, maybe change some templates, change some geometry in the civil cell, and then we're actually going to drop the civil cell and recreate it, and then we're going to take that edited civil cell and place it many more times in the design file. And the reason I'm kind of going through this is this will allow you to this will keep you from having to place a civil cell from a DGN library and make the same edits every single time you place it, right? So in other words, you can kind of customize it however you want and then drop it, recreate it, and then go place it however many times you want from within the design file instead of pulling it from the DGN lib. Alright, and so we're going to place this SAT frontal here. I already have a reference that represents, I think, the back top of wall here. It's already profiled. It's that little short line there. We've got a terrain here. This is kind of a made-up data set, so just a data set made up. But I'm going to come in and place this. And actually, when I recreate this reference element says C alignment. I'm actually going to change the name of that to like back top of wall profiled or something like that. So we'll also be changing the name of the reference when we recreate it. Alright, so let's go ahead and place this. So I'll select that reference element. Alright, that geometry looks good, so I'll reset and accept that cell. Alright, we'll go ahead and take a look, and everything looks pretty good there. And then so as soon as you place that cell, if it has a linear template in it, which this one does, most cells probably do. All cells don't, but most probably do. But if I go to properties and look at this, you see it's valid for placement. It says no. Now I don't know exactly why that is, right? In other words, so every time you place a cell that has a linear template in it, it actually becomes not valid for future placement. Alright, so that's just a note there. But what I'm going to go ahead and do here is I'm going to turn off construction class, and then I'm going to come in here and make a few edits. I'm going to grab that, and we'll change these radius values here to like 5. Then I'll come over and change this other side to 5. Maybe I'll come in and change this element here, that 40-foot offset there, to maybe negative. I'm choosing the interval there, but maybe to change it to negative 45. Right, and there's other edits. I could grab that element to change, the location of that. I think I'll just stop there as far as geometry edits, but I'm also going to make a change to the template. So I'm not going to replace the template. I could by clicking here and going to properties and choosing a different template. But actually what I'm going to do is grab this template here, and I'm going to go to properties, the template handler there, and I'm going to change that instead of feature definition, instead of final, I want to change it to final with contours here. And so I can actually show contours there. Alright, and if that reference was on here, I'd see those contours right here as well. I just don't have the reference off in this 2D view. So say we went through, made a lot of edits, and normally you would probably go place the cell just like we just did, place civil cell at another location, have to go through and make all the same edits again. And so what you can actually do, and again, this thing, if we grab it and go to properties, is it valid for placement? No. And so generally what I do is, I'm going to copy the name here. So I just copied that name. I'm generally probably also, you want to be familiar. You can actually go into this Open Rosa model and under Civil Cell and look at the reference name. That's another thing you probably want to pay attention to. In this case, we're changing that one. I don't really like that. I don't think that name's applicable. Probably should have changed those anyway. So copy it, make a write it down what you or remember it, or if you're going to use something different, right? You're okay here. So what I'm going to go ahead and do, I'm going to collapse this, but I'm going to come over here and I'm going to actually drop this civil cell. So I'll choose the civil cell. Now, sometimes you can't grab it like that. Sometimes it just seems like you can't grab it physically there. So you can also come over here and right click it and drop the civil cell right there, either location. So I'm going to just choose drop it there. Alright. And so really what you're doing, when you drop it, we really just kind of unleashed all the elements in here. It's no longer a part of one cell. All these elements are just individual elements. But what I'm going to do is, and I'm not sure what I think I called this element up here reference. Yeah. And so my reference line, when I placed it, I named it reference. And so all you got to do to make this a cell that you can place that has these edits in it is really just go back and create civil cell. And so I'll just come in and give it a name, and I've copied that, so I think I can paste it. Sat frontal. And then basically, so this can be a little confusing. It says locate reference element, so most of the time, you look at that and you're going to go locate something. Well, you really need to name it before you locate it. And so this is where I said I'm going to rename this. I'm going to just say top of wall inside profile, something like that. And then I'll tab through that. And then basically I just go locate that reference element. And so this is where I come over here now. So there's several elements here, so I may have to right click without moving my cursor until I get to that reference. Then I'm going to choose that. Everything should highlight like that pretty much. I think the linear templates are not, but I think everything else is highlighting okay. And then I'm going to reset and accept that civil cell. And so what I just did, I dropped it, and now when I go to properties and actually look at this civil cell, it says valid for placement. Yes. So that, what that basically means is I can come over here and do a 14. I'm going to just place a 14 feet for the length, and at 0 degrees I'm going to profile this at an elevation of 10. That looks good. And then you really can actually click this cell, right click and say place it, or you can come over here and click it here and from the context menu and place it. If the ability to place is not there, it's because that's probably set to no. But this one's set to yes now, so I've got the ability to place it. So I'll just quickly place this cell right here. We'll see if this works okay. It's taking a second, but that looks pretty good. I'll reset and accept that cell. And then this one should look just like this one right here, right? So let's get it placed and we'll take a look at it. Alright, and that looks pretty good. And that looks pretty good. So that's, it's really the process of kind of customizing a civil cell. Now sometimes I may not place them on like project data. These particular ones I think it's fine. If I was placing something like a T intersection, where I was placing it on a corridor, or maybe even like one of your trench cells where you've got maybe a linear template that you're placing it on. Generally, I would create. In other words, if I know I'm gonna rebuild a cell or edit a cell, and then want to rebuild it and go place it some more. A lot of times, I'll just hand draw the geometry just out of the project area, and profile those references. And I said place the reference elements with just geometry up here, and then profile it. And in this particular case, it was just one reference element, so that worked just fine, right? In most cases, most of these military cells are pretty similar to that. So yeah, just place your reference, place the cell, go through the edits, drop it, recreate it, and then you can place it like we did there.